A very warm good morning to all those who are listening to this video. In the last video, we have dealt with the scope of human resource management, the part 1. And as I told in that video, what is human resource management is just managing the human beings as a resource. It is a business between the employee and the employer, the manager and the employee. So anything that happens in an institution becomes human resource management. So I told you to think about an institution and all the things that are happening in the institution. So let us begin by thinking what happens in an institution, and this is nothing but the scope of human resource management. So initially we dealt with the ideas such as job analysis, wherein you identify what are the jobs that require that you have to do in an institution. When you have to begin an institution, what are the specifications of each job, what is the nature of the job to be carried out. So once job analysis is done, you go to the next step, that is the recruitment process. You call for interviews, you call for recruitment process, you call for recruitment of the people from different areas. So once the people come into your organization as part of recruitment, you begin selecting them for the jobs to be done. So you select the people for the jobs to be carried out in your organization. So once the selection process ends, you place them in appropriate positions so that they can start working in your organization. This process is nothing but the placement. So the placement is a fourth stage in the human resource management, or the fourth function or the nature of the human resource management. So then we dealt with an induction program, orientation programs which need to be carried out in an institution. As you all know, everyone who are coming to the institution is not able to identify what is the nature or what was the way in which the institution functioned. So what the induction program aims is to make the new employee familiar with the existing conditions in an organization. So there may be ice-breaking sessions, there may be interactive sessions, you may be taken to the different areas in the institution. So all these things you may be able to express your ideas on the job to be carried out. So this is nothing but the induction or the orientation process carried out. So now in this video we move to the next step. So once you are taken to the organization, you are oriented, you started functioning, you move to the next stage in an institution, which is nothing but the performance appraisal. So you carried out your activities in the institution. So the manager actually values the work done. See, they don't afford a person who is not performing in his institution, right? So when you employ an institution or a person in your institution, you expect some amount of return. You expect benefit from the amount you have invested on an employee as such. So what happens here is that your role or your job in the organization is being evaluated every moment you are there in the institution. So this is the performance appraisal. So you can think about the way your performance is taken, right? So as a part, so since you are a collegiate, you are in the collegiate education field, you are as a part of your graduation stream. So the way your performance is evaluated is by preparing or making class test, or you may be asked to answer a question, you may be asked to give assignments or projects on certain topics. So this is the way the performance is appraised or performance is evaluated. So in the same way, what happens in an organization is that their performance is evaluated, their problems are identified. This can be done. So I have given it. It is evaluating the performance of the workforce. It tries to measure the work effectiveness of people in an organization. So the way in which is their output is being monitored. The amount of work carried out in an organization is just calculated. So it is a process by which the employee's work is discussed, reviewed and appraised by another by following certain scientific techniques. So appraisal process attempts to improve motivation, development and the performance of the workforce. So even if your work carried out in your organization is not satisfactory, initially what they try to do is to appraise your work. This is being carried out through motivation programs. You may provide additional training programs, development programs, etc. and etc. so that your performance get improved. So the next stage here, the seventh point that I discuss here, is the ways that are carried out to improve your work. This is nothing but the training and development program. Okay, so think about your institution, your college. So what the college has done is that initially you are taken to the institution, you are provided with the induction program in your institution. Then what happens in the next stage is that there are a large number of activities that are carried out in the college, right? You have got a large number of seminars, you have got a large number of programs. So what all these programs and what all these seminars aim is to improve your skills in the organization when you are part of the organization. Similarly, when you are part of an institution, when you are an employee in an institution, they try to evaluate your work, and even if they find you are not satisfactory, your performance is not satisfactory, what they initially try to carry out is to provide a training program. You may be weak in certain areas, you may be weak in mathematical skills, you may be weak in your technical knowledge. So they try to impart training programs, software programs for you so that you can develop in your area. So this is the training and development. So the human resource process, as I have already mentioned, is included. The training program can also be included as a human resource development process. So once your training program and development programs is being done, you started developing your skills, knowledge, abilities, your capabilities, your performance gets appraised or improved. So you can perform to the next level. This is what happens as a result of the training programs being provided. The next stage or the next thought that has to be imparted in as a part of human resource management is the employment equity. See, there are large number of cases wherein you find inequality in every areas, right from the employee level itself in an organization. There may be complaints with regard to telling the female counterparts, telling that they are underpaid when compared to their male counterparts or male employees. They are underpaid even if they carry out the same level of work. That is what is important. When performing the same performance, or when giving out the same performance, or when carrying out the same employment, same job in an organization, they are sometimes paid underpaid. So this is to be critically evaluated. So employment equity is being just, fair or impartial to all the employees in an organization, irrespective of their caste, irrespective of their religion, irrespective of their race or gender. Right? So dealing with them fairly is very important. No process of sexual assault, threatening, teasing, violent attack should be avoided in an organization. They should not be overexploited. So today we had actually discussed three important points. The first one was performance appraisal, the methods of evaluation of an employee, followed by the next one is the methods to improve them physically, improve them technically through training programs, and the next was to ensure they are being paid the same amount of work, or they are they paid for the same amount of work, or they are treated equally in an institution. So the process, or the human resource management process, continues as such. The function continues as such. So today we had limited to just three important points which you should add to your existing points. Thank you.